The stock market has taken quite a bit of a tumble this year, and so today we're going to talk about some of the things that we're hearing from clients and 3 things retirees can do to protect their investments and income. Stay tuned. Hey there, it's Alex and Anthony from 1 Degree Advisors. If you're new here, we're certified financial planners and we help folks with all things tax, investment, and retirement related. Anthony, the market is down quite a bit this year. So, sometimes we hear from clients, they're a little bit concerned about what's going on in the market, interest rates going up, inflation. Things aren't looking all that rosy on the horizon. And so sometimes it's good to take a step back and just ground us into what can we actually focus on that are going to make an impact long term for folks. So the first thing we have here is, when you look at your investments, diversify. Go back to the age-old rule, diversification.
Right. We wrote a post last year on how to prepare for the next bear market. Obviously, we didn't know we'd be here so quickly, but it's always a possibility. And one of the main things there is to ensure that you have enough cash and even bonds, which tend to be more stable. Now, they are coming down. Some of them are, at least part of the bond markets are coming down. But to be prepared to provide for your income with conservative investments.
Yeah, so again, when we have this on screen, this is at least how I visually think about it, is when you think about your portfolio as a whole, looking at that little slice and saying, how much do I have in bonds? What is my dollar amount? So if I'm taking income, right, how many years of income do I have in my bonds, which again, if they're on the shorter term side of bonds, are typically more stable.
That's right. And I just actually worked on a client's account yesterday, and we were generating some cash for their income for the next several months. And what we looked at was just saying, okay, the more conservative bonds, those short-term bonds, the inflation hedge bonds, which have actually done pretty decently, or at least comparatively, is just shaving that off a little bit, providing some cash. Yep. Now they can sleep at night because they have income for the next 6 months.
Yep. So again, first thing is diversification, but the second thing is pretty straightforward. Don't over withdrawal.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at this, and we saw this a lot in 2008 when things were really bad at that point in time, is just taking out a little bit less if you can. And that's just prioritizing expenses. That's where you can really help sustain your investments, not over withdraw, prioritize your needs versus your wants. Doesn't mean you need to fully cut back, but just saying, hey, where can I cut back for a few months until things hopefully get better?
Yeah, tighten up the belt a little bit, prioritize your spending. Again, getting back to what's most important. The third and final thing here is just getting back to your financial plan.
Right. The news cycle is punishing, right? It'll tell you every worst case scenario, and our minds will tend to go to that worst place. I'm going to lose everything. I'm going to be on the streets. I'm not going to have any money left for retirement. And while we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, if we have a good plan going in, and we know, our retirement projections are sound and we've been there, is to go back to that. And even if there's some decline, okay, a good financial plan should essentially factor in that there's going to be cycles in the market, right? Going back there and saying there may be a little bit of digression, but hey, things aren't as bad as it seems.
Yeah, so real quick, I want to recap these because I think they are so powerful. They're simple, but it's really the best thing retirees can do, especially in a market environment like this, to not let emotions take over.
Right.
Again, is to have that diversification piece in play. That is so powerful, especially in a market when it seems like everything is falling across the board. Having diversification can help because some things don't fall as fast. Again, second thing, don't over withdrawal. You saw this in 2008. Those folks that were able to tighten up the belt a little bit were much better off. And then the third thing is ground yourself back into that financial plan. Really take a look at, where are we at? How are things going? And that really grounds you so you don't let emotion take over. I'll end on this. Couple quick lessons for folks is don't allow emotions to dictate bad decisions and put you in a worst case scenario. Kind of like you talked earlier, We see the news, it puts us in that worst case scenario mental mind frame. And Matt actually wrote a post, 10 rules to live by during a bear market. So we'll post that in the show notes. Great quick read. Other thing is focus on what's important, family, relationships, health. I mean, we saw this in COVID, right? A lot of people, they weren't focused on the markets per se. They were more focused on their health, spending more time with their family, getting outside, not having to commute as much. And that was a good thing that came out of COVID. So bringing that back and centering it back is really important. And the last thing here is just prepare for the next time, right? Kind of like you said earlier, we made that post, preparing for the next bear market in advance. Prepare yourself now so that when the next drawdown comes, you're ready. And now let us know what you think. Does this bear market have you concerned? And if so, what are you doing about it? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And if you know someone who might enjoy this video or might find it helpful, especially maybe a recent retiree or someone who's a little nervous about the markets, we'd love for you to share that with them. Hopefully it helps them out and can make an impact. If you enjoyed today's video, please like and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.